little song?
My name's John Scott, and I'm with Idaho Trout Unlimited, Panhandle chapter. Well, the organization itself, it works to improve all the fisheries in the area, and it helps to do that by ensuring that the water stays clean and fresh.
Can you think of anything that we might be able to do ourselves to help to protect our fish?
Obeying the laws on the fish and the laws that are in place for the environment. Do that, and then the fish will and the environment both be happy.
Can you think of any of one of the largest challenges that that you're facing right now?
Oh, the increased population and the effects it has on the watersheds.
As I was walking that ribbon of highway, I saw above me that in the skyway I saw below me that golden valley. This land was made for you and me.
I'm Dennison Webb, and I'm with Selkirk Outdoor Leadership and Education. We are a 501c3 nonprofit, and a little PR there. And we actually offer custom-tailored outdoor education and experiential education programming for individuals and groups.
Hey, can you share with us maybe a simple thing you think we might be able to do or share with others to help our environment and improve the earth?
When you go into any setting, whether it be urban or a backcountry setting, to plan ahead and prepare and ensure that you have the proper gear and equipment to go into that setting, and therefore you don't leave a trace.
Okay. Can you think of one of the biggest challenges that you're facing right now with your group or your organization?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think the biggest thing, and situations such as this actually help us, but exposure. Getting folks out there, understanding the need for outdoor education, and reconnecting, especially young people, to the outdoors. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you bet.
Yeah, have a good day.
All right.
This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters, this land was made for you and me.
My company's name is Altered Eco, and what we do is we take already existing pieces of clothing and redesign them into new pieces of clothing, as well as we have here a whole set of yoga, dance, and anywhere clothing, and that's from new organic fabrics or any kind of eco fabrics.
Okay. And how long have you been in existence, your wonderful company?
We've been doing it for about 3 years now, and we just opened a space at Evans Brothers Coffee, Studio 524 on Church Street. We have a little space there, and so
Right.
yeah.
Okay. Can you think of one simple thing that we might be able to take away with us today that would really help us to improve our Earth, since it's Earth Day?
Sure. That would be the motto of my company, which is look good and save the planet.
Ah, wonderful. All right. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Sharon Lewitt. I'm actually with the Sandpoint Tree Committee, and we're here today at this Earth Day event publicizing our Neighborhoods program. This is a program that the Sandpoint Tree Committee has helped organize since 2007, and it's a program where we try and encourage residents around Sandpoint to plant a free tree in the available space in the right-of-way in front of their homes. And since 2007, we've had over 500 trees planted. The trees are free, the planting is free. We just ask that the residents commit to watering the trees for especially the first couple of years.
What do you think is one of the simple things that we might be able to take away with us today that would help improve our Earth?
You know, I am going to quote this up on the board because it's one of my favorite quotes.
Okay.
It says, best time to plant a tree is 10 years ago. Next best time to plant a tree is today.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
When the sun came shining and I was strolling and the wheat fields waving and the dust clouds rolling and the fog was lifting, a voice was chanting, this land was made for you and me.
Well, I'm Brad Smith with the Idaho Conservation League. We're the only statewide, state-based environmental organization in Idaho, and we work to protect Idaho's clean water, wilderness, and quality of life. And that's just kind of in a nutshell what we work on. It's a variety of topics, and we've been around since 1973. Well, there's a diversity of things that we face, whether it's clean air in southern Idaho or clean water in northern Idaho, or protecting Idaho's backcountry. And we work on all of those, so hopefully people will support the work that we do.
Okay, and can you think of one simple thing that we might be able to take away with us today that we could do ourselves to help protect our environment?
Well, one of the most simple things that people could do at home is change out their incandescent light bulbs and replace them with compact fluorescent or LED light bulbs. That helps save a tremendous amount of energy as well as lower your power bill. And that will help protect our environment from global warming.
All right, thank you for that good tip.
Okay, fine. I'm Pat Wentworth with the Sandpoint Transition Initiative. I kind of am the communicator for the Sandpoint Community Garden, we're going into our 4th season, and we start kicking it off next Saturday. Sandpoint Transition Initiative is about a sustainable and resilient community. The programs that we've initiated in this community over the last 4 years have been the Community Garden 1, the Pedestrian Flag Program. I don't know if you've seen those orange flags. That was one of our projects. The folk school classes, which we're doing again this year, it's about the reskilling and teaching people how to do things sometimes without any power at all, so that, it's like wood carving and building buildings with no nails. I mean, we've got some fabulous. We had like 30 or 40 classes last year, and we're doing it again this year. And it's all about building community. We deal with, there must be 60 or 70 community organizations in Sandpoint, Bonner County area. I mean, and we all kind of are now starting to work together so that one organization isn't doing the same thing, so that we're kind of connecting. Earth Day is a perfect example of it.
And how about from you?
Well, I think the simplest thing we could do is recycling, and I think that's kind of what many displays here are about. I think the other thing is go ahead and let yourself get involved with one of these community organizations. And right now I'm involved with the folk school, and I'm interested in making sure that people know how to do the things that allow them to live sustainably. Grow a garden, cook a meal, and so on.
This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream water. This land was made for you and me.
Hello, my name is Gary Payton, and I serve as a board member for the Friends of the Pondera Bay Trail, a nonprofit organization, in order to be able to seek the development and the improvement of the Pondera Bay Trail, that activity that moves from City Beach on along the shoreline of the lake. What's important about this is, over time, this is a project that will connect communities, creating the opportunity for Kootenai, for Pondera, and for Sandpoint to be connected with a walking trail, with a non-motorized trail that can tie people together and tie our communities together. As you probably know, people have been hiking in this part of the lake shore for years and years, but generally that's been done by the generosity of the private landowners. Now we're deeply involved to be able to assist the 3 communities as they find ways to be able to purchase the parcels that ultimately will become the fullness, the completeness of the Pondera Bay Trail. Friends of the Pondera Bay Trail is dedicated to be able to pull that support together, to work with the communities so that a safe, non-motorized trail can be created for the benefit of all, not only for those of us who live here now, but our visitors, our guests, our children, our grandchildren, in order to be able to preserve this treasure for years and years to come. You know, this is just one piece of an extensive trail system that not only exists today, but hopefully can be expanded within Bonner County over the course of the next several years. I think the most important thing that we can do is to be able to stay engaged as citizens, to be able to advocate to our elected leaders the importance of being able for them to come alongside the wide variety of conservancy and wilderness activities that are so much a part of the character of who we are in this place in North Idaho.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
We work with mammals, grizzly bear, wolverines. We also do plant identification work in the areas around Bonner County. Our volunteers do two different categories. One is what we call citizen science, and that's more plant identification, you know, tracking wildlife. The other side of it is education. We do field trips for school children and also some for adults. So yeah, we try to give people more information about what the issues are.
Hello, my name is Gail Boland. I'm the president of the Kinnickinnick Native Plant Society, which is an organization that promotes the conservation, the restoration, and the appreciation of native plants here in the Bonner County area. Can I show this? Yes. This was entirely done with volunteer effort. It took them 2 years to put it together. But it has wonderful pictures, and all of the pictures were taken by our members except for a few. And our second edition should be out by mid-May, and it has some additional plants and some additional grasses.
Congratulations on that. That's wonderful.
Yes, I think this is an amazing thing that the organization has done. Don't tell me that a committee can't accomplish anything.
Well, you've just shown that it can.
Yeah. Well, I truly believe that growing native plants in your own landscape is the best thing you could do. They're adjusted to our climate, to our water, to our soils, and they're food for our critters. Butterflies, moths, microorganisms in the soil. Wildlife depend on them, and so they're the bottom of the food chain. So in order to have songbirds in your yard, you need to have native plants in your yard. So grow local and grow native.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
All right.
Hi, I'm Sandy Compton. I work for Friends of the Scotchman Peaks Wilderness. This is our logo right here. We advocate for 88,000 acres roadless area on the Montana-Idaho border, just northeast of Clark Fork, Idaho. Our goal is to have Congress declare this a national wilderness area. We've been working at it for 7 years. We are approaching our 4,000th friend, who I hope we meet here today. We have a lot of good volunteers. We're starting to move into stewardship now. We have a trail projects that we do with the Forest Service. We spent the winter looking for wolverines with Idaho Fish and Game. We're 7 years into a 5-year project. We thought that we would have designation within 5 years, but Congress is sort of impacted right now. That's the nicest word I can use. So a couple of years ago, we decided that while we're waiting, we might as well start taking care of this place. So we began partnership with the U.S. Forest Service to help them maintain and build trails. Also, we began an educational series, the Scotchman Peaks Education Hike Series.
And what do you think that we could take away with us today, something simple on a day-to-day basis that we might be able to do ourselves to help sustain or improve the earth?
Well, you saw me looking over there. Take these guys outside and teach them about what it means to love the earth and to take care of it.
Nobody living can ever stop me as I go walking that Freedom Highway. Nobody living can ever stop me. This land was made
Woodley Bay on this one.
Where's the what?
Woodley Bay on this one.
There's not one in there. I guess maybe I don't know.
I want this spider.
You want this spider in black?
I want this spider to be a black widow.
Ooh.
So my name is Kathleen McGee, and I am the founder of American Heritage Wildlife Foundation. We were established in 2001, and our mission is to rehab the local injured and orphaned wildlife, as well as community education. Our grand scheme is to build the first nature center in North Idaho, and see a major focus that everybody could do would be to keep an open mind. Keep an open mind about all the animal species, because every animal is going to be related to every other animal. If you take one animal away from the whole web of life, it'll eventually affect us. So that's the major thing to do, is just keep an open mind and allow all species to interact and live. But it's actually just getting the word out for people just to be aware of who we are and be willing and interested to come on volunteer.
Hi, I'm Tara Cressy, and I'm with Glassroots Recycling, and we are feeding the glass need for the inland Northwest. So I have created a business where we can locally turn our recycling glass over, our beer bottles, jelly jars, wine bottles, broken windows, broken picture frames, any kind of glass, and we can turn it over and actually create something that we can use again. We don't need to use plastic. We can reuse glass, and it's beautiful and it's see-through. You can see what's in it. You can reuse it all over your house. This is Sandpoint's local beer bottles and wine bottle trash that our community has brought to me. They have actually taken the time to rinse these bottles and not throw their trash in the landfill.
My name's Shannon Williamson, and I'm the Executive Director of Lake Pondera Waterkeeper, and we are a local nonprofit here in town in Sandpoint, Idaho, and we work in the public interest to protect the water quality of Lake Pondera. We do this in a couple different ways. We work really hard to identify sources of pollution that are impacting the lake and its affiliated waters, and then we work to address them so that we can preserve this really spectacular resource that we have here in North Idaho. We have a couple of challenges. The biggest challenges that I envision are raising public awareness so that people are fully aware of the issues that impact the lake and the surrounding waters. And the other is the political climate that often is not very advantageous to or accepting of ecologically friendly solutions. I'd say with respect to water quality, people really need to educate themselves as to what types of pollution really impact our local waterways and how it can impact their own health and the health of their families. And I'd also say that we really need to remind each other to conserve water. It's not an endless resource. It's a really precious one, and people need to do their very best to conserve it. So I just wanted to say a few words about some of the issues, the really important issues that Lake Pondera Waterkeeper has been working on recently. One is using ecologically sound methods to treat problems with aquatic invasive weeds here at City Beach. And we're really thrilled that recently the Sandpoint City Council agreed to not use herbicides to treat problems with Eurasian water milfoil in this beautiful area here. It's a very popular swim beach with families, and we're thrilled that they want to actually protect the health of the people that enjoy this resource as well as the ecosystem itself. And so instead of using potentially toxic chemicals to treat these weeds, the City Council has resolved to use ecologically sound methods like diver hand pulling as well as benthic barriers. And another really important issue that's come to light for this community recently is coal transport. And we're facing a potentially very significant increase in the number of open bed coal trains that could pass through the area. And this could have a really devastating effect on the local water and the water quality if coal dust and diesel particulates are introduced into the water system. And so Lake Pondera Waterkeeper is working really intensively to raise awareness in the community about this issue, as well as do everything that we can and encourage the local community to do everything they can to prevent this from happening.
This land is yours.